Elder statesman and one of Nigeria's leading voices, Chief Adebanjo, on Tuesday the 3rd of April 2018, unveiled his thought-provoking autobiography titled Telling It As It Is at the Harbour Point Event Centre, Victoria Island, Lagos. The book launch, which had in attendance prominent Nigerians, is the expression of Chief Adebanjo's inner thoughts, experiences, aspirations and challenges of the Awaist philosophy. The book was used to celebrate the 90th birthday celebration of the political activist and close associate of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. Present were former military Chief of General Staff, Commodore Ebitu Kuwe retired. Ogun State Governor Senator Bukola Amusun was represented by Mr. Taiwo Adeoluwa. Governor Seriake Dixon of Bayelsa State was represented by Barrister Kemela Okara, both of them secretary to their state governments. The Governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu, was represented by Honorable Ifedaya Begunde. Chief Ulufalaye, former governors of Ogun State, Chief Olusegun Oshoba and Otumba Gbenga Daniel, national leader of the APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Senator Labi Idurojaye, Senator Gbenga Kaka, former Commonwealth Secretary General, Chief Emeka Anyako, Major General Ike Nwachukwu retired, wife of the Governor of Ogun State, Mrs. Olufunso Amusun. Others were Dr. Mrs. Nike Akonde, CON, billionaire philanthropist Sir Kensington Adebutu, industrialist Chief Razak Okoya, Chairman UBA Mr. Tony Lumelu, the Chairman and CEO Biscon Communications Prince Bisi Olatilo, Professor Patu Tome, Ambassador Tokunbo Awolowo Dosunmu, among many others. The book, Telling It As It Is, traverses several phases in the evolution and development of Nigeria, the political infrastructure in a nation struggling to establish itself, and the roles of several individuals and leaders who have been part of the country's historic evolution. Chief Adebanjo, one of Nigeria's greatest nationalists, has been actively involved in politics since 1951 with the formation of the Action Group Youth Wing. He has dedicated his life to fighting for a better Nigeria. To kickstart the event, which was anchored by Mr. Yinka Kinkugbe, was the national anthem, followed by the opening prayer said by Dr. Konya Ajayi. Chief Emeka Anyako, in his remark, lauded Chief Adebanjo as one of those responsible for making history in the country. He described Chief Adebanjo as a true disciple of late Obafemi Awolowo and a passionate Nigerian, greatly concerned about the development of the country, which he said has derailed from the philosophies of the founding fathers. He said, only a true federal structure can save the country. Chief Anyako further eulogized and also wished the celebrant, Chief Adebanjo, a happy birthday.
I look forward very much to reading the autobiography of Chief Adebanjo, because from my limited association with him at various meetings that we've been together, I know that he always spoke truth to power, and that he was always and still is very steadfast, as our MC told us, very focused, and I continue to be amazed at the intellectual prowess that he shows at the age of 90. There is great hope for many of us. I call him my Egbon because I am not too far behind him. I am 85, and I look forward to being 90 and retaining the same attributes as Chief Adebanjo has. So I thank you all very much.
Foremost Nigerian publisher, Mr. Olayemi Bankole, who published the book, Telling It As It Is, in his remarks said, the book is an autobiography of a man who has contributed significantly to the history of Nigeria Mr. Bankole, who described the celebrant as a principled, disciplined, passionate, and genuine Democrat, said, "The book captures the active and political life of Chief Ayo Adebanjo." He said the book, which came at the right time, is full of lessons to be learned from the life of Chief Ayo Adebanjo, who he said has an indomitable spirit. Mr. Bankole urged all present to get a copy of the book, as it is the only way to ensure that the values, principles, and remarkable examples of individuals will be passed on to the next generation.
The beauty of this slim volume is that the author dispenses with cant, affectation, or embellishments, and proceeds to tell it like it is. In the 3 decades we have been in business, we have published books on a wide spectrum of subjects: literature, history, public affairs, business, fiction, memoirs, etc. Our list continues to grow as we have continued to push publishing boundaries. At Bookcraft, we have always considered it our primary mission to develop, publish, package, and distribute a healthy list of homegrown titles for the discerning reader, and to assist our people as much as we can to tell their stories in whatever genres they choose. As the success of our film, fashion, and music industries have amply demonstrated, our greatest resource as a people, and potentially what will transform this nation, is the energy, creativity, and that indomitable spirit of Nigerians. With the example of Chief Ayo Adebanjo and many like him, many more books will be written. And as for today's book, I hope you would endeavor to buy copies for yourself, your friends, and your institutions. It's the only way to ensure that the values, principles, and remarkable example of the individual we are celebrating today gets passed on to the next generations.
The book reviewer, Professor Wale Adebanwi, Nigerian-born first Black African Rhodes Professor at St. Anthony's College, Oxford, who critically reviewed the book, said, "The autobiography titled Telling It As It Is a compelling and frank narrative of life and politics of power Adebanjo, spanning 9 decades, and it seamlessly combines his personal and political life in a very readable, thought-provoking, yet witty style." He added that the first 5 chapters of the 18-chaptered book focuses on Chief Adebanjo's childhood as the only child of his late mother, Salamatu Dubanke. He said chapters 9 to 14 deal with the very interesting and engaging intricacies of politics and the author's role in the trajectory of Yoruba and national politics, including why he's a committed Awaist, the Night of the Long Knives, the betrayal of A.D., Awolowo, Obasanjo and the Yoruba nation, as well as Afenifere, Nadeko, and the June 12 struggle. Professor Wale Adebanwi said, "The author provides so much in the book for students of politics, sociology, and moral philosophy." Professor Adebanwi said, "Chief Ayo Adebanjo should be thanked for giving Nigerians the opportunity to learn from a wonderful book which covers his story and part of Nigeria's political history."
As one of the most nimble of minds in Nigeria, Odi Ofemo is given to saying, Nigeria is eminently savable. This can be described as the credo of the political life of an Agba Oshelu, such as Chief Adebanjo. As this book shows, when we call someone like Adebanjo an Oshelu, we mean it in the original sense of that now much abused Yoruba idea and ideal. Oshelu, which has become the Yoruba translation of politician, is etymologically one that describes the building of a polity, Ilu, which is also the original Yoruba word for the people. The politician, therefore, in the Awolowo tradition, represented by Chief Adebanjo, is a builder of a polity. The polity as popular will, therefore, implies the essential possibilities of public good, as well as the inherent agency, or call it capacity, of a people acting within a polity to build a good society, one in which there will be freedom for all and life more abundant. But in case my drift is not clear enough, and if there are still some people asking, what do these old people want? This book has an answer for you. A Nigeria which, even if it is not a nation, even if it was born a mere geographical expression, is remade into an egalitarian instrument of human possibilities. This is why Chief Adebanjo continues to raise his voice even at 90. This is why his leader's gentle voice can still be heard even today, beckoning Nigeria to take her rightful place in the Committee of Nations.
Commodore Ebutu Kiwe retired, the chairman of the occasion, in his remarks, commended the author of the book, Chief Adebanjo, for putting into writing his autobiography for all to learn from. He afterwards wished him a happy birthday.
I want to confess that it is not easy to make any statement after listening to the reviewer who has been able to review the book and bring the various aspects of life of Chief Adebanjo. I have learnt a lot from it. Having not read the book myself, I think the best thing to say is that the reviewer has done a good job, and Adebanjo is 90. There is no doubt there are many other Adebanjos coming behind. We wish him a very happy day. We wish him a good birthday and wish ourselves a great future.
This was followed by a documentary on Chief Adebanjo. The panel discussion, which was anchored by Seun Okinbaloye of Channels Television, focused on issues of Nigeria's history and national development. Responding to the question on what the major problem of Nigeria is from history, Professor Banji Akintoye said, the action group, led by late Chief Obafemi Awolowo, created a body of principles which we cannot put aside, and that as long as we keep the principles aside, there will be problems in the country. He added that leadership has become very unpopular with Nigerians as the masses have realized the plans of the leaders are not in their interest.
That's trick in Nigerian history. As a historian, I look for directions, streaks in the politics and the history of peoples. And I would say that the great problem of Nigerian politics, the great problem of Nigeria's history is that a body of ideas intruded itself into the consciousness of the people. The people saw it, loved it, welcomed it, and would have loved to have themselves ruled by it. And they have never been ruled by it, except for a short while in the Western region under Chief Awolowo. So as long as we keep that body of ideas, principles, ideals away from the governance of this country, so long we will have problems with the governance of this country.
Other contributors who spoke talked about various issues bordering on national development and the importance of youth involvement in politics. In the remark of Chief Bola Tinubu, he said, Chief Adebanjo is a great leader who is committed to the principles of democracy in Nigeria. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who extolled the virtues of Chief Adebanjo, said his stand on restructuring is for true federalism in the country. He afterwards appealed to him to continue to uphold his principles and beliefs as he wished him a happy birthday.
And regard Chief Adebanjo as a great leader who had so principally committed to the cause of democracy in this country. No matter what you say, you can't but praise him, honor him, and respect him for his principled stand on issues of the country. Sir, May God Almighty continue to bless you. We pray that some of us will be 80, 90. You are going after 90 to 100. And I know your dad, we used to joke about him being 100 plus. Talk about Ogbo. Well, we are looking forward to the service. But please, continue on your principled path of honesty, integrity, and great character that represent the value of our race, of the Democrats, and committed allies of yours.
The celebrant, Chief Adebanjo, in his remarks said he was motivated to write the book so as to set the record straight. He thanked all who had contributed to the success of the book launch and all those who came out to celebrate with him. He appealed to them to contribute generously to the book launch, as the money realized to be utilized judiciously for his church and the community.
Now I am 90. After my departure, what will happen to my church? My bishop often implores you gentlemen, come and endow this diocese. The property you leave behind, leave us some property that we can be collecting for the diocese. Unfortunately, Adebanjo hasn't got any property to leave behind. The only house I'm having in Lagos and my village are the only property I can claim in this world. But I want you to give me the property I'm going to leave behind by substantially submitting to this foundation. That is the appeal I want to make. Please, help me to keep my church going after my departure. I haven't got much to say, other than to thank you, this gentleman who has spared your time at the first working day after Easter to come and listen to to come and honor this occasion. I really appreciate you all.
This was followed by the official unveiling of the book, Telling It As It Is by Commodore Adebanjo, retired, amidst a photo and video session.
To the glory of our Lord Jesus Christ. Glory to Almighty.
Afterwards, there were donations by individuals, corporate bodies, friends, and loved ones. To bring the book launch to an end was the vote of thanks by Dr. Shade Adebanjo, one of the daughters of Chief Adebanjo, who thanked all for honoring her father.
I want to start by thanking everybody for taking time out and staying till the very end. As we listen to the accolades pouring in for Winnie Mandela in the last 48 hours, I just cannot but thank God for the opportunity of us being able to do this for our father in his lifetime. There's nothing better than celebrating somebody while he's alive. In this lifetime, most people celebrate after they're gone, but we're here celebrating him now. I want to thank you all again for coming, for making this occasion, for making it such a grand occasion, and for helping us celebrate our father in this beautiful way. He's been a fighter from day one. He fights indoors and outdoors because we fight with him at home as well. So it's nothing new when I hear people saying he's a boxer. Thank you all. I wish you all a safe trip back to your various houses and various places of work.
From the chairman of Biscan Communications, Prince Bisi Olatilo, it's happy birthday to a leader par excellence, Chief Ayo Adebanjo.